When I think back on my past travels, I remember all the good times I've had, the places I've seen, and the great people I've met along the way. But is traveling just for fun? Traveling can be a good way to experience new things, broaden your horizons, no pun intended, learn about the different regions of the world, and get a new perspective on life. This past year, I took a trip to Australia, which I was there for 6 months, and then I was in New Zealand for a month. Throughout my time, I learned a lot about Australia and a lot about New Zealand. For example, when you think of Australia, you think of kangaroos or the ocean, maybe. Perhaps you think of the Sydney Opera House. These are the main things that people think about when they think about Australia, but there's so much more to Australia than what meets the eye. Take Uluru Rock, for example. It's located in Kata National Park, and I was lucky enough to be there when it was raining. There was floods there. They sometimes have no rain in an entire year, and at one point there was 8 years of no rain in the desert outback of Australia. People stay there for months at a time waiting for rain to view rainbows over Uluru Rock, and I was lucky enough to see it the first time I was there. Uluru Rock is the world's biggest one-piece rock, and this place is home to the indigenous Australians, and they take very big pride in their rock because it's very sacred to them. They have spiritual ceremonies, and they believe this is where their path in the afterlife begins. In New Zealand, I went on a glacier hike, and New Zealand is one of the only places in the world where the glaciers are still expanding rather than receding. This particular glacier expanded 1 foot the year that I was there. These fun facts you learn along the way is not what you're going to remember. The things you're going to remember are the places you've been, the sights you see, the experiences you had, and mostly the people you've met. Even if I never make it back to any of these places, I know that I still have the memories that will never fade away and that will stay with me for the rest of my life. And of course, no one can take away the friendships I developed while I was there too. As a future teacher, I think these experiences are completely priceless because you learn so much more about the world by actually experiencing it rather than reading out of a textbook. Well, I hope you enjoyed my photos and your little mini trip through Australia and New Zealand. And hopefully this shows that although it is fun, traveling isn't just for fun. A lot can be acquired through the way. So go ahead, get out there and travel.